Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Borderline Hooligans podcast. To the right of me, I have Brennan.
Ahoy, ahoy.
To the right of him is Savannah.
Hello.
To the right of her is Brady.
Present.
And to the right of him is Alex.
Ooga booga, motherfuckers.
My name is Aaron, and welcome back to the Mother Podcast.
You know,
Why? Everyone's
because when she blinks, you're probably gonna get off.
Brady, do you want to guess what I saw when I was filling up gas before I came here?
What do you see?
You want to guess?
I'm trying to think if there's something logical to say here.
I'll give you a hint. It is a vehicle.
Gamer.
Was it a Camino?
Something I would like?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
Corvette?
he's asking you.
What's that?
Corvette?
Not a Corvette.
Fuck no. I'm not sure.
A Winnebago.
Winnebago.
Like one from like 1984. So it was like beat to shit. And I
Beat the
was
shit.
I was going to take a
Holy shit,
picture,
Cam.
but there's people smoking cigarettes on the inside.
I'm gonna drink
And I want them to look over at me and them seeing me. Cam, shut the fuck up. I am talking.
Are we recording?
We are recording it.
Yeah,
I turned off my mic.
it doesn't matter. You guys can talk like outside of the shit.
That's why I turned off my mic.
Okay.
I remember as a kid, there was an episode of my dad used to watch American Pickers, and there was this episode. Like, you know, usually they go to somebody's house and like, hey, can we look through your stuff and maybe buy some stuff? And they're like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever, I guess. And this one guy, they go to his house and he has like this Winnebago out back and has all this like shit. And they're like, hey, you mind if we like check out any of your cool antiques? And the guy was like, no, get the fuck off my property, and like throws a fit that they even asked. I remember just being like, wow,
What
that's something you never see on a show like this.
That's normally the shit they cut out.
Yeah. I guess he had enough of a bad reaction that it was something they,
Could
Left
put on
in.
TV.
Oh man, we got to leave this in.
you can't make this shit up.
Like half our conversations.
That's why we record them all.
Oh, so Cam, you commented earlier about the skull that was in my fish tank.
Yes.
That was my attempt at cloning Brady for someone that likes alcohol, like a Brady that like alcohol.
Oh,
No,
cool.
it didn't work. He didn't like alcohol
Brady.
either.
Oh, I thought you were putting that skull in there. So whenever you do go to kill Brady and you put his skull in there, nobody would notice.
Nobody would notice.
Well, no, there would just be two skulls in there.
Hidden in plain sight.
Yep. Actually, I'd probably put it in my other tank. What I'd do.
I need one for the other tank, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Cam's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one cares. Anyways,
Oh no.
Politics,
Anyway.
right?
Politics.
we don't
Batteries
talk.
and
We
oceans?
don't
Yes.
We don't talk about politics on this podcast.
Not generally.
No, we try not
Well,
to.
we hint at it occasionally, but
We hint at it. You guys hint at it a lot.
hint
Everyone
at
stays
it's a
out of it.
keyword there.
Sometimes Alex is the one that
Tastefully.
gets into it. Tastefully.
Nope. Oh.
So before we start off, Brady, I have some beverages for you.
Do you have it mixed up already?
No, I have to remix them, and you guys gotta talk for 2 minutes.
What were you
Give
doing
him
this
this
whole
cup.
time, Cam?
He didn't have
Myself a
Brady's
drink.
cup.
Yeah.
So whatever
I
you
let
put in
him-
there, I'm not finishing, just so you know.
You just put a little bit. Don't put a whole lot. Like
See,
if
don't
they're-
mix it like
for
what
your
you did
Captain and
yours.
Coke, literally just pour a little out of your glass is what I would do.
Like a
Yeah,
quarter
I'm-
of Cam's drink is Captain. Literally. I was
That's-
watching him pour it.
That's how I pour my
It
captain.
was like some Leahy shit.
no, because I was doing that at
That's probably plenty.
the big concert in the summer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Sav was just getting pissed off at me. I'm like, I'm here to get fucking drunk. I don't know about you. And I just sit there and go,
I wanna see
"Whoa,
if this is
whoa,
on a list
whoa, whoa."
already.
And she's like, are you done? I'm like, no, I'm not. And then she get really pissed off.
Stare at her the entire time while you're doing it. Don't break eye contact.
It's not on the list, so
It's
I've never
not.
had Captain and Coke.
Oh,
I
Okay.
guess he
No.
didn't.
It's getting to the point now where I've tried so many different oddball things that I don't remember what I have and have not tried. It makes it hard to rank them now, too. Because I don't remember what they taste like.
So you're saying
We need to do
We
the
need to-
speed round.
we need a speed round so that we can tell
Throw 'em the
us.
speedball.
I have to bring 20 drinks in here and have
Yes.
Brady chug all of them.
It's manageable.
The first sip wasn't so bad, and then I like had a second. And I swear the first sip was all of the Coke, and the first or the second sip was all of the Captain.
There you go.
That
It is.
that do be how it do be.
That
Sometimes
do be
it
how it do be.
So where are you putting it, motherfucker?
What else we got on this list that I can remember what it tastes like?
I got Natterday right here. If you want
Can't
to
say
try
it was extremely offensive, like, oh, like terrible.
Give him your cup back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a second drink for you to try.
This one I'm even more worried about.
Uh,
Hey. Isn't there some on the bottom?
Not a whole lot if
Oh.
there is. I mean,
he pretty much
He's
finished
sick.
it.
He just said that, and now you put it in your drink.
It looked like there was
Alcohol
more because there's a
disinfects.
shadow at the bottom of the glass.
alcohol disinfects.
Remember how it was like the main rule for every shared drink or shot glass or anything like
It's probably
that?
just below Bush Apple. I
Brady,
guess.
this might.
Just below Bush Apple. That's a lot higher than I thought.
I told you it wasn't like offensive.
So where
Most
does
things
that fall
below
in at?
that.
That's 8. Boy, that's
I know
actually
Miller
pretty
Lite
high.
was offensive. I did not like. I don't know what Juicy Peach even is anymore.
The line of Kugel.
Yeah, that was the line of peach.
I remember not liking that because you guys were like, "Yeah, you should. This is good." I was like, "No."
All right, Brady, cleanse your palate with your water bottle.
Brady, this
Okay.
might actually get rid of your cold because gin is a lot of botanical and herbal stuff. So that might actually get rid of your cold.
It would be sweet if that happened, but
Warm up some gin.
Band-Aids for outside boo-boo. Alcohol
Alcohol
for
for
inside
inside
boo-boo.
boo-boo.
Amen
how
to
much
that.
did you put in here? Holy shit!
More Mountain Dew.
Oh, I didn't realize you mixed it. I thought you were just like
Yeah,
straight
I thought it was
gin.
gonna be straight.
Chug it,
That's what I was
motherfucker.
expecting.
I wouldn't put you through that torture.
Doesn't smell like a whole lot. This is gonna be weird, but it tastes like Mountain Dew, but somebody like a ladybug flew in it or something. You know, like ladybugs have that weird
Yeah,
little, like they
yes.
smell really bad. It's got that at the end, but it wasn't. Once again, like extremely offensive. It just like wasn't good.
Gin is just ladybug juice.
Ladybug juice. They've been fucking squishing up ladybugs and putting them in containers and
It's
calling it
bug juice
gin for years.
adults.
Adult bug juice.
I want some of Daddy's adult bug juice.
Shut up, Timmy.
Probably depends on how you mix this stuff. Depends on how it tastes too. But
Yes, it does very
Generally,
much.
gin is not like a thing that you just mix with Mountain Dew. It's generally a drink that's with cocktails.
It's normally something you either sip by itself or you have a fancy
Yes.
cocktail with. It's not really just a mixing drink.
Yeah.
well, I guess Mountain Dew and gin goes. I would say it's worse than Captain and Coke.
Is it worse than the Juicy Peach?
Yeah.
Man, he really doesn't like your gin. Is it worse than Budweiser?
I'm gonna put it right below Juicy Peach.
You lie.
Gin and Dew.
I'm telling you, the ladybugs taste better than Budweiser.
Have to be on the list.
I know it's better than Miller Lite and definitely Blue Tick.
Fuck your cup, bro.
Sacrilege.
Once you get
Blasphemy.
below that point,
I
you're
like-
getting into things that are definitely offensive. Like
I like-
I am not a fan.
I like of all the beers that he's tried that we regularly drink, that Budweiser is still on top. I know he hasn't had a PBR, and that's what you've been drinking lately, but
I have to bring in a PBR next time.
yeah, you'll have to bring in a PBR. We'll
I
have to
can't
have him
believe
try
I've
that.
never had. I've never tried PBR. Now that I think about
If
it,
you didn't like any of those, you won't like PBR.
No.
I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat, you won't like it.
so you're gonna get me a Iron City, huh?
Oh, boy, we're gonna have to
I
get
gotta
Iron
work
City
on
here
that some
sometime.
more.
Well, I can just run and get some. Like, I got to drive 4 hours.
I might. Well,
I gotta drive
Yeah.
4 hours.
No, I want you to literally run there.
I could.
How long do you think it'd take you?
Oh, I have no idea.
5 hours, 6?
Oh yeah,
You're pretty fast.
about that.
The fact that he's like, I can just run and get there.
As
It's
long as
only
the
4
jogging
hours.
pace is 45 miles an hour.
Woo!
You get there in 6 hours.
Galloping like a gazelle.
Point the mic down towards your face more. There you go. Because you're quiet as
you got to
fuck.
get comfortable with that thing. You got to.
Gotcha. Is this better?
Yes, that's
Yes,
better.
it's a lot better.
I'm one of the guys that has to push it away a little too loud.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it sounds like Brady's right in your fucking ear.
He just wants
Pretty much.
hear his voice all the time.
Yeah, I'm not the one you got to worry about not hearing. First couple episodes, Brennan was really, really quiet.
Yeah. Well, I think that was just him getting comfortable with it.
Well, that was the whole reason for us doing the BTTJFF.
Yeah,
for him,
make him
to,
talk.
for him to literally fucking talk.
I say so. I don't talk very often. Brady talks loud and often. So
That's why you don't have a thing.
You know the thing.
Yeah.
Brady's thing is the whole show.
Yes. This is actually Brady's show.
Okay,
how
now
we-
this is Brady's diaper, and I just shit in it.
Brady,
Well,
Brady
hey guys,
Line
I got a name
Hooligans.
for the podcast for Brady's show.
Uh-oh.
5 guys at Brady's.
Hey, Cam, you, me, Brady's dog.
That's fucked. I have not heard that in so long. I completely forgot about
We were
that.
talking about this list over the weekend.
What brought that up?
Oh boy, I can't remember.
You weren't there, and we were talking about you for some reason. I don't remember why, but I just remember if you ever want to get on. Oh no, we were talking about how I like to get on people's nerves. So I told him if you ever want to get on Brady's nerves in front of him, just talk to anybody else but Brady and go, you, me, Brady's dog.
This is gonna sound really weird, but now that I've heard it again, I kind of miss it.
Good. Used to hear that like multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Was this at school?
This was on the
Yeah.
bus.
All
Okay.
everywhere.
This was
Okay.
like 4th grade, something like that.
If I was in the presence of the man who said it, it happened. That's pretty much how that worked.
Was this man? Was he in the Marine Corps at one point?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy
Once I
has
started-
many of my stories.
Yes.
Once I started working with him, it didn't happen as often, but it still happened.
I just think it's hilarious to bring it up every once in a while, just to refresh your memory.
You guys are just going to get a text in the group chat from me. You already know what it is.
Hey, Alex, what? You, me, Brady's dog.
Can't believe you'd be so insensitive to say that. The dog he was talking about's dead now. Thank you.
Yeah, but we're not saying.
Hey, Alex. You, me, Brady's new dog.
Say,
I didn't. There was 2 ways you could go with that.
I was really
I didn't know if he was going for Brady's new dog or Brady's dead dog.
I was really concerned for a second.
I didn't know which way that was going to go. It went the better of the 2.
Aaron, you, me, Brady's dead dog.
Yes.
How'd that even start, or did it just
I'm
Start.
not really sure.
okay?
Came with hand gestures, that's for sure.
Yeah, I figured long ago to not even question where those jokes came from with that guy. He just kind of did.
He probably just came up with it, said it once, thought it was funny, repeated it again, and then it became a thing.
He repeated it more than just that one
I'm saying,
time
no, no,
before it became
But
a
I'm saying,
thing.
like, he said it the first time, thought it was funny, thought it repeated it, and after he repeated it, then, like, he just turned it into a thing where he repeated it all the time.
Daddy. Ox.
I forgot about that one, too.
Ox.
I got another story about that guy. Wanted to tell last time.
Oh,
but
no.
forgot. So it was senior year, first day of school, accounting class, which I had first period, and I'd never had this teacher before. Apparently, she was kind of lenient on the way she runs class, and this guy took advantage of that by doing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
Yep.
So the first day, like I said, this teacher doesn't know me at all, but he knows this guy. And he was eating an apple he got from the cafeteria for breakfast. And right before the bell rang, he opened up the disk drive at my computer and shoved the apple core in it. And then he slammed it shut. And at that point, the teacher walks in. We stand, do the pledge and everything. She's walking around doing introductions with everybody. And I was like 3rd or 4th in line, so I didn't have time to like dig it out before she saw it. So my game plan was I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist and hope she doesn't see it. And that worked well for about 3 seconds. Like, hey, my name's Cameron, senior, and what is that? It's an apple. Yeah, you're gonna have to see me after class. I was like,
Did you tell her what actually happened, or
I didn't, but this guy told her. He's like,
Okay.
yeah, hey, teach, that was me. And she just went from giving me detention on the first day of school to pretending it never happened.
he was like, "Oh, since it was from
Yeah.
you know, if it was
this
from
guy.
Cam, I would be worried, but
Oh,
since it was
yeah.
from this guy,
Oh,
par
no
for the
shit.
course. Yeah, pretty normal.
Like, god damn it.
But yeah, basically she didn't see me after class after that, and I don't think we ever acknowledged it again. So
I've never heard that one. That's a good one.
I wish he would have, for like the next following days, Just stuck different items in your fucking disc tray.
Yeah. I think actually when she asked what it was, I was like, it's an Apple computer. And it wasn't. It was an HP computer, but trying to be cute, I guess, but it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Obviously. See me after class.
Fuck.
I actually teach. That was me.
I respect the
never
honesty.
mind then.
There was a lot of teachers that just put up with all the random shit that he did
Yeah.
and did not punish him for it because they knew it wasn't
He got
gonna
away
stop
with
him.
so fucking much.
Well, he got away with so much because even in the younger grades, when they punished him, it did not stop him.
Yeah, that's true.
But to be honest, half of it was funny, so whatever, we put
Yeah.
up with it.
Well, a lot of the times when he was picking on us, it was actually a good joke most of the time, at least in our later years. I know early on it wasn't always that way, but
Yeah.
in our later years, it was always a good joke and a good laugh.
Right.
Like him hiding pencil cups and ceiling tiles and
The quiz bowl trophy
Oh boy.
oh boy.
Yes.
disappeared like almost on the daily.
all the time.
He'd walk into class. All right, where's it at?
wouldn't question who did it because she knew.
Sad part is he wasn't even in our class. He was being a teacher's assistant across the hall. He would come on over to journalism and
Yeah, because
just sit down in class.
I had first period English 4 with him right before you guys had journalism. So any day that he was not in there for class, I know he went over there and did something.
Him and my cousin would both come in because we're both teachers' assistants across the hall, and they would like sometimes just come in and sit down and start talking to somebody, and she wouldn't notice for like half the class that there was an extra 2 students. And then my cousin, whenever she would like call him out and be like, "All right, get out," he's like, "Come on, can I just sit here and double fist diesels when I want to?" Like he would just, it was always, he would always joke about smoking a pack of Marlboro Reds and double fisting diesels.
So his other teacher he TA'd for was our chemistry teacher. I know I told a story about it
jeez.
last time, but I got a new one I thought up of. So when I was a senior, Brady, you were taking sophomore chemistry, weren't you?
You're taking regular chemistry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Way to
'cause I
call
was-
him fucking stupid by saying sophomore
Oh, I took
chemistry
way
as a
too-
senior.
I
No,
took-
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like most students took it.
I
as a
took
sophomore.
Bio 2 as a senior.
That
He
wasn't all
was
that
literally
uncommon.
just filling his day at that point.
I was running out of classes to take.
That's true.
Hey, chemistry you had your junior year because I was in that class.
You're right.
So you were taking physics then.
I never took physics. I only took one class with him.
I
AP
thought you
Chem.
were in the class because I kind of remember like going into the back room, like where the chemical supply closet was, and like staring out the little door at the window and staring at you.
Maybe it was during. Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense either. I'm not sure.
It might have been during flex.
It was. Yeah, that's why I thought maybe that. But
Anyways, it might not have been you. I remember standing in the chemistry closet, staring out the little window door there, and just staring at like all the sophomore students. And it started during the exam, so like right before Christmas break, they were taking their big midterm exam and everything. I would just stare down certain students until they looked up, and a lot of times it took like a minute, and I could tell they were bugged because they like want to answer a question. They're like, somebody's staring at me. And it's just me staring at them like dead eyed, and then they look up, and I like wave and move on to the next victim.
the only reason I passed chemistry is because the college graphing calculator I had the periodic table of elements on it.
He was also the teacher that says, "I don't mind if you cheat because then at least you're still learning."
I mean,
My junior year, our final exam of the year, he was literally missing for 25 minutes
what?
during the exam.
Doesn't surprise me out of him.
That classroom also reminds me of the video I have of Brennan. It's like the last day of school, our senior year, and you're learning, they were just like screwing around with different things that had, and you're learning about centrifugal
He just said his
force.
name.
Yeah, I did.
I want to
I'm
make you start editing this
You
shit.
did it last week.
Yeah, after you did it. Again, right away in the beginning, I don't have anything to take.
Was that
Um,
like the
Goddammit.
wheel thing?
Yes.
Yeah. I do vaguely remember that.
learning about centrifugal force, and
Yeah.
you're turning the wheel back and forth, and it turns a chair, and then the fucking peg came off.
Yeah, that's right.
I have a video of that somewhere.
Do a video of a lot of things.
I do.
For anybody still wondering, we are still looking for an editor that would be willing to do this podcast for literally jack diddly fuck. I don't know. Maybe Cam can come over and give you a little tug to get you started, but he's not going to finish you.
No, no finishing. That'd be cheating.
That's Brady's job.
Is Brady the chief?
Tag me
Fluffer.
in. Tag me in.
Brady's the chief fluffer.
No, Cam's chief fluffer.
I guess he is the fluffer. Because
Brady comes and finishes them
Brady's
all.
just the finisher.
He's the finisher.
The finish.
Finish him.
Second shift.
Second shift.
Second shift.
Got the whistle. Woo! Oh,
You know how they
knockout.
say second shift is always the worst.
Man, I hate my life.
Why do I always get the
Cam
nuts?
looks at me. All right, Brady, I'm clocking out.
Was Brandon the only one that appreciated that joke?
I didn't hear
See
what you said.
said.
I quoted the SpongeBob movie. He's like, "Why do I always get the nuts?"
Oh, that's a good one.
I'd use the button. That was very nut worthy.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
You just
I wanted the clear nut.
Here we go.
A clear nut.
Always nice and clear.
Your
Always.
shit ain't red.
imagine actually having clear shit. Would you be more concerned about clear shit?
I'd be impressed that it'd be clear.
Ever take any of them phantom? Look down and it ain't there.
Yeah. Where you like, I gotta go,
Yeah.
go. And you sit on the toilet, like no farts or nothing come out, and you just feel relieved, and you look down and you're like, there's nothing in there.
Mm.
Brennan's personally a fan of Neptune's kiss whenever he poops.
What the fuck is Neptune?
Excuse me.
Whenever you drop a log and the water splashes back up on your balls.
I didn't know that's what that was called.
Yeah, it's called Neptune's kiss.
It's actually quite relieving.
You know how you avoid that in a porta john? You just take the whole roll of fucking toilet paper and shove it down the porta john.
Ain't no splashback coming here.
Mostly solid at that point, anyways.
I'd never
No splash zone.
had to shit in a porta john, but I've never thought about it splashing back up, and that sounds terrifying.
It is the worst.
It sounds terrible.
Especially when you got them Amish guys working with you. Isn't that right,
Well,
Aaron?
no. Well, so for my work, we don't. My boss doesn't have porta johns because they're too expensive. He'd rather just have us drive to a gas station and shit. But whenever I was doing my trade school, we had a porta john out there. I spent every class shitting.
I got a funny story about that.
Oh no.
When I worked at the landscaping company I worked at right after high school, another buddy, there's this old dude. He's like way too old to be doing landscape work. He's like 58, 59, maybe 60 even.
I
and-
completely forgot this fucker existed.
Oh yeah. We'll call him Mikey because that's his name. And there's a lot of Mikey out there.
Great. Thanks, Cam.
No, you don't have to blur it. Mikey's a completely platonic name, you know? It's common.
Plenty of people got that name.
Yeah,
Okay,
plenty.
whatever.
This guy's name's Mikey, right? He lives at
His social security number
Dox him.
is.
All right, we're just cutting this whole story. Sorry,
Dox
Cam.
him.
No, all right. Well, this guy was famous for shitting in the field out behind like customers' houses.
Oh,
Famous.
I would literally cry laughing every time he did because he had like some sort of bowel issue where when he had to go, he had like 30 seconds to find a spot to
30
shit.
seconds.
Yeah, no, I'm serious too. He
That's
has
so
shit himself at work many times.
Ah,
And we lose him for half a day because you have to drive like 40 minutes back to his house to change.
It's messed up.
that is sad.
I never knew this about him. I
Oh
was
yeah,
just
no, he had
finding
like
out.
he had like intestines removed or something from years of
Oh,
drug use. And yeah, no, when he had to go, he had 30 seconds to find his spot. And a lot of times if we were working at a house, the field behind it, it was like 10 yards into the field. So I would love being a homeowner home on like a Saturday, just like day off, like, all right, cool, got a bunch of teenagers mulching my house. It's great. And then looking in the back window and there's a 68-year-old man shitting in his field. And he always carried like paper towels or napkins from McDonald's or whatever with him. And
That sounds terrible.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, and he'd just wipe and leave it. And he'd come back
Well, what's
in
he
like
gonna
all
do, bring him-
red faced and sweaty.
What's he gonna do? Bring it back with him?
I mean, I probably wouldn't do that either, but you can at least like bury the fucker, you know? Carry a trench shovel.
I
with
mean, I
him.
guess you are a
That's right,
landscaping
shovel.
company. It's not like a shovel doesn't exist.
Right, exactly. We had had shovels on the trailer. Just
Well,
to
was-
sink it.
Cam, you're asking too much because now you're asking him to grab a shovel before he goes to take a shit.
Why
which
did-
you
okay,
said
wait,
he
wait.
only has 30 seconds before he
Wait.
starts to shit.
Nah, this
What?
fucker wore jorts. He had pocket space for that shit.
Wait, this fucker's already carrying around paper towels or napkins or toilet paper. Why can't
Yeah.
he just carry a fucking trowel?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, you get like one of those handheld ones from Walmart. You
Yeah.
get like a
A little
6-inch
trowel.
deep hole.
Hey, if he needs to take a shit, he can at least dig a hole and like bury it a little bit
at
afterwards.
least bury it afterwards. You
And
know?
he might need it for a little bit of landscaping stuff here and there. you know?
Yeah,
Use
and
it.
it'll be covered in fertilizer, so that area will grow really well.
Fertilizer.
Stop shitting in my mulch bed.
No, I got a question. Was there always some kind of plants in the field when this happened, or was there like an instance where it's just an open field?
It's just fucking chopped down corn husks everywhere, and there's just a
Only in
fucking
the late fall. He did
Well,
it
no
once in
shit.
the late fall, and it was like frost covered ground. It was early morning. It's shit. He must not have.
You see the
finished his
steam
coffee,
coming
so-
off that sucker.
Oh yeah, no.
so,
one of those
so he's
mornings.
literally swatted in the middle of nowhere, just shitting.
Dude, like if he got lucky, there was like a wooded area, and he'd actually go far enough in that no one could see him, and that was always cool. Because I mean, I don't want to see this guy shitting, because I would stare at him every time I saw him.
Like
Just because I wanted him to make him uncomfortable because he was a douche canoe.
just like how your dog gives you the death stare whenever
Yeah,
whenever
oh,
you're
it was
shitting.
like vice versa. It was like I'm staring that fucker down.
Did you have like a?
Mikey, you didn't wipe. What the fuck?
Dude, I made fun of him. I was like, Mikey, you get all that? And he'd be like, no, I didn't get all of it. He talked very similar to that, too. He was a heavy smoker at one point. in
Why
his
would
life.
anybody say no? I didn't get all of it.
I think he was trying to fuck with me. He was a weird dude.
I like to believe that he actually didn't get all of it.
Dude, riding in a truck with him, you could tell sometimes he didn't. He was like, rolling down the window. Normally it was always summer, so we had the windows down anyway in the truck.
Yeah.
But there were some days it was like cold, and you're like, yeah, it's too hot in here. And rolling that window all the way down and sticking your head out.
I like how Cam said this guy was weird, but he was literally the guy that watched him shit.
Only enough
pretty
for him to
weird dude.
notice. Like I said, I can give him that dead eye stare like the chemistry students and just freaking wait for him to notice, and then I look away slowly.
Did you ever get in a staring contest with him while he's taking his shit?
The second
Locked
time I did
eyes
it, yeah.
around.
Jesus.
He was like, "Oh man, you ain't staring me down. I'll stare you down." And it is very hard looking at a 60-year-old. Also, he's like 5'2", so
Oh,
he was very short. And oh my god, it was just funny.
it's like work with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'd go talk to the buddy I worked with about it, and he'd laugh too. So
Suicide is badass. Only because Brennan had to bring up Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Daddy
I remember at
Danny.
at my old job at the chicken farms, occasionally they would hire like
Brady would just see a 68-year-old shit.
No. they would hire Mexicans to come in and do some of the work.
migrant
Occasionally.
workers, ignorant.
Sorry. Just using the term I was taught to use for them when I worked there.
Yeah, just call them all beaners. We don't give a shit.
But I remember my boss would tell me one time that like whenever they come in, they have to put like a trash can like directly next to the toilet in the bathroom, specifically because for whatever reason it's a cultural thing. I guess they don't flush their toilet paper in Mexico. So if they don't have somewhere to put it, they just leave used toilet paper on the ground.
That's gross, but I get it. I actually asked a Spanish teacher about why they do that. They said the piping in the Mexican countries and Spain too, she said, isn't very good and isn't rated to handle toilet paper. So it's either like clog up your shit, have water come out of your toilet every other day, or just put it in a trash can.
But the fact that they like didn't have a trash cans, they were just like, "Well, fuck it, the ground it is then. Someone else's problem." Like,
I know. When I went to, I think it was Chicago's in Illinois, right?
Yes.
Yeah. When I went to Chicago, there's about a bunch of Middle Eastern people working in the same factory I was. They would squat on top of the toilet.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
So they would take their work boots and literally just stand on the toilet and squat down to take a shit.
That's a Neptune slap right there.
And so every once in a while,
Neptune's
you
bitch
went in
slap.
there, you had to clean the toilet seat from, boot
Ugh.
marks. Not only that, but if you ever see a water bottle in those bathrooms, don't touch it because there's a hole in the cap and they use it basically as a bidet.
Today.
Clean their ass. But they would also need trash cans in the stalls for their used toilet paper that was soggy
Ugh.
as hell because they were using a water bottle as a bidet.
So
I
you're,
never
tell-
thought about
so
the
you're
old
telling me
water
they're
bottle
just-
debate.
so you're telling me Middle Easterns are perfectionists at the upper decker is what I'm hearing.
The upper decker.
A lot of practice.
Well, I mean, you can sit down and do an upper decker. You just put your feet on the toilet lid and sit down on the top tank. They're literally squatting over the.
Like I said, professional upper deckers.
Yeah.
All right. Different topic. Have you guys ever used a bidet?
No,
No.
no.
All right. So I used one once because
Then
I was at a friend's house. It was for Christmas. Me and my fiance both went. It was one of my coworkers, and they had a bidet installed in their toilet for whatever reason. I guess you can buy them for like $40 at Walmart.
Yeah.
It's
I know
like
some people
easy
that have
install.
I don't know why it's not an American culture to own them because it's so much more sanitary than to wipe your ass with paper.
Big toilet paper. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I've been
toilet
debating on getting one in here
Yeah.
in my house because
They're comfortable if you use them right. I
Yeah.
didn't.
If you use them right, yeah.
well,
Cam went full penetration first
right.
go.
No, it wasn't that.
Go on.
So if you guys thought that Neptune's Kiss was bad, you can like set the bidet up, at least the one they had, to hit the front or the back. So I didn't know which was which, so I was 50-50 on which way to turn the little knob, and I chose wrong, and just a water stream hit in the back of my sack. It did not feel good because it was like ice cold water. And then I was like, ah!
Does it go shooting at you or is it
Oh yeah, no, it's shooting at you.
It's
It's
gotta
not like
have
a
a
water
little bit of
fountain. It's like
pressure.
a garden hose.
it's like a
with
fire
nozzle.
hose.
Yeah, it's like a fire hose.
They call that Neptune's cum shot.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
I
but
like
I
getting molested by Neptune.
I think bidets are honestly a good idea because when you get shit on your hand, do you just take a paper towel and wipe it off, or do you go wash your fucking hands?
Wash your hands.
So why wouldn't you wash your ass?
I mean,
I mean,
he's got me.
I mean, 95% of the time when I'm shitting, it's right before I shower.
So that way you can clean your ass.
Exactly. There's nothing better than dead airspace, you know.
I love dead air.
Love dead air.
I'm just
All right,
waiting.
I got a story from Police Academy if you guys.
Oh,
Oh, hell
go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh, no.
Fire away, boy.
Fucking pig.
All right.
He's
So-
not though anymore.
Uh,
and-
Oof.
Oh, unfortunate.
oof.
I can tell funnier stories this way. So we had an instructor. He was a state trooper in the state we live in, and he had just started, and he worked at a major highway that went east and west, about an hour south of here,
Okay.
like the biggest one right by that big
Mhm.
old drug
Yeah,
city.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So he was working it, and obviously, like the evening, people going westbound, the sun would be right in their eyes. They couldn't see anything going toward. If you ever driven on that road at that time, it sucks. You
I
Yes.
drove west here. I tell you what, if you don't admire the sun, go look at it for a fucking minute, all
It
right?
was
Yes.
great over here.
It's great.
It looked awesome. But on like a really bright day in the summer, they'd be blinded. Drivers would be. And he responded to a call on the highway that there were a bunch of geese walking on the highway, and he didn't know how to take care of it. He's like, he can't get out in traffic because it's like 5 o'clock. It's rush hour.
Yeah.
So there's cars whizzing by at all times. So he just parks on the shoulder by the ditch. And what he does is he waits for them all to get off the road, and they start heading back on. Like, you watched him do this once already. Like, they're trying to cross, but they have ducklings and they can't fly, or geeseling, whatever. And finally he goes up and he shoos them away, and they all come back and like start entering the roadway again. So he's like, well, I've done all I can do. He goes back to his cruiser, grabs his shotgun. He's sitting on the side holding a shotgun to the road while rush hour traffic's like rushing by. And these geese, they like go away. They start flying back at him like angrily, like geese are territorial.
Yeah.
And he just, it's like a shooting trap. He just pulls his shotgun up and he shoots the one adult goose, and the other one's like honking at him, but like staying back. And like all the geeslings are like by his feet running around. And he's like, what do I do? So he shoots the geeseling.
What?
Yeah, because they're gonna run on. All right, so they're gonna run on the highway.
No, it's just like
Is this legal?
No,
No,
I don't
I
think
didn't
so.
think
I think he
so.
got
No,
in
it-
trouble for it, but he didn't get fired. So
but he should have
Okay, wait a
because
minute.
that's out of
No,
season.
off the roadway.
It's
I
not
know
because
it's
they're
a-
out
I
of
should mention
season.
that.
They're a migrant bird. You actually get fined like $1,000
It's a
for
felony
hitting.
to shoot him out of season.
Yeah,
But
but
here's the thing: like cars are like braking on the highway when you can't see right in front of
Yeah,
you.
it's
yeah,
more
I
dangerous.
Like,
get
you're gonna kill
why, but
somebody
it's just like
doing
what the
that.
fuck.
So I can see like his logic thinking was like, yeah, if I don't stop them, they're just gonna run on the highway and people are gonna slam on the brakes and kill each other, you know.
Yeah.
But I still think it's funny at just imagining him just shooting baby ducks on the ground with buckshot.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because they don't give him bird shot; they got buckshot.
Yeah, they got
Nothing
buckshot or deer slugs.
It
So.
prepared me for where that story was going to go when
Oh
you
yeah,
started
no,
that.
completely random.
Also, I knew it was illegal. I guess I didn't know if there was some way he could have got away with it.
No.
Not
Wait,
really.
The way he explained it, he said he got a talking to, but not a write up. So
He probably made proper judgment for that circumstance, to be
Exactly.
honest.
it's not like it was a bad idea, but you know,
At the same time, he could have like maybe called
it
animal
sounds
control and
But,
kept
I mean,
him there or
animal control in
something.
a city that big, it's gonna take hours for him to get out.
True.
You like Joe Biden says, fire a couple blasts in the air with your shotgun.
double barrel shotgun.
Double barrel shotgun.
We need two.
You only need 2 blasts.
The only thing I can think of about those fucking geese things that would be like, "Oh my god, you killed Kenny, you bastards!"
Yeah, no, I imagine like kids. Oh look, it's a nice police officer. What are you doing to those geese?
Yeah, there could have been anybody watching him just fucking blast
He
geese.
said traffic was flying by.
They just saw a sheriff on the side of the road with a shotgun.
blasting
Wasn't there
geese.
another story where someone was responding to someone hitting a deer? And
Oh yeah,
you want to tell that one?
yeah, that's a good one too. So this was, I think he was a sheriff for one of the counties around us, just starting off, and no, it was that same instructor's student got fired because he did this, and he like just got off training or whatever, was still on parole or probationary period for working. And he come across a car versus deer car accident. Very common for the time of the year. It was like late fall, so deer get hit like 4 times a day. It's very common for that.
Yep.
And this deer was still alive and needed to be dispatched, which means put down. And it's just easier because he didn't know what gun he was supposed to use. He had an AR, he had a shotgun, and he had a pistol. He's not into guns at all. So he's like, well, I know that shotguns carry deer slugs.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
God.
Oh
God. So in full view of this van, and it was a mom bringing her kids home
Oh,
from
no.
daycare or going
Of
to
course.
daycare. It's either late in the evening or early in the morning. And in full view of this family, just takes a shotgun with a deer slug and blows his deer's head off. And he's
Oh
like,
my.
yeah, I got in a lot of trouble for that because they filed complaints, and any complaints during the probationary period is a big deal. And it ended up like he wasn't using sound judgment, which I
Yeah.
understand. Like, all right, I'll take care of this deer. I already did your paperwork. You're free to go.
Yeah,
And
that's
then, like wait
when
for him
you
to get
them
down the
out of
road
there.
and then kill the deer. But right in full view of this person's kids, you know.
That's great.
He
I
got
hope,
fired for that?
Yeah. Well, that was during his probationary period.
I hope those kids are traumatized.
They probably.
Well, I'm
would.
sure they are.
A deer
Okay, if
slug-
those-
I've never seen a deer take a slug to the head, but I imagine what it would do.
Yeah,
It just goes everywhere.
pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. Just imagine, like, this just makes me think, like, in that situation, I might have made the same mistake of not shooing the van away, but I at least wouldn't have grabbed the shotgun.
Oh yeah, like you have a 40 caliber pistol. You can
That will
make a
do the
clean
trick,
shot-
like-
a 223 would put a clean hole in it.
Yeah.
But nope, deer slug.
It's like that video. I can't remember what news outlet it is, but it's like this is what an AR-15 does to a watermelon.
12
And
gauge
it's
shotgun.
blatantly a fucking pump shotgun.
He
and the
even
one-
pumps it before he shoots.
Yeah.
and the watermelon explodes. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, no, like you can be a cop and not be totally into guns as long as you pass your proficiency and precision tests. I get it.
But you would think he would have an idea.
Oh yeah, at some point you think, hey, this is pretty neat. Let's delve into it a little bit more, get some more knowledge.
That's pretty neat.
I don't know what this tool does, but I'm going to have it just in case.
I just think they're neat.
The super mouse tool that we'll use for later.
That's a special tool we'll use for later.
Go ahead, Brennan.
Yeah, I was trying to mimic Mouse voice. I can't do that right now.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Beatles?
Oh, fuck you, Schmeagles. Suck a fat one, you fat fuck.
Fuck you, Mickey.
Literally, he is the opposite of that. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's a scrawny small fuck.
Yes.
The demons told me to.
Living in a cave for decades. It's a pretty malnourished. It's pretty down bad.
The fishes give it to me raw and wiggling.
Oh, boy.
Nope.
All right.
Any listener that we had to this episode is fucking gone.
Yes.
Hey, we already established that you guys are all AI. I'm the only one real one here. So,
That just means Aaron became self-aware.
or did he?
Ooh.
Was that a part of the script? All right, guys, we're on page 58, right?
All right, I skipped a page, so we're gonna go to a high school story to match the other stories.
Nice.
So Aaron hinted this on the podcast like a year ago. It's when I walked home like 6 miles from a state party in
Oh,
cowboy boots. So I'm gonna set the scene, right? Football team, just one state. Everyone's partying up at this one house. So like
Adrenaline's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, sports ball.
We're all pumped.
sports ball teams winning.
Testosterone is through the fucking
Oh,
roof.
yeah.
Yes.
We just all got done beating the crap out of each other for like 15 weeks straight. It's awesome. Everything's great. And we go to this party that's like not even in our hometown, right? It's like, I don't know.
Half hour.
Yeah, at least a half hour
Easily.
drive
Easily.
going out of town here. So we're at this party, right? And we're living it up. Cops don't get called. It's great. Then at like midnight, dad, he comes out. He's like, all right, I'm sick of the noise. The guy's dad who threw the party. And he's like, all right, I'm sick of the noise. Everyone get out or I'm throwing the cops in. Us being teenagers, we're like, oh gosh.
Like Zoink Scoob, the cops are gonna come.
Right. So my ride was with the buddy I worked landscaping at, and it was also Aaron and his ex-girlfriend's ride. And I'm blaming that freaking bitch because she's the reason I didn't get a ride home because she was complaining and wanted to go home early. So our ride took them home and they weren't there, and my phone was charging in his car. I couldn't call anybody, didn't have any numbers recognized, and I wasn't gonna call mom and hey, pick me up, I'm drunk, you know.
Yeah.
So
Even though I fucking went up because I was not making that hike you did.
all right, so here is the story.
Or did
I-
she not know that we were doing it at the
No,
time?
she did not know we were doing it.
Okay. That's a different
She thought
story.
we were at someone else's house, and saying like, "Hey, we're actually a half hour away instead of a 10-minute drive," you know. Anyways, there's this kid in the grade below me, and Brennan and Aaron's grade. He's like, "Oh, dude, I live like a 15-minute walk home. You can just call my house, and we'll call the ride, and we'll get your phone and get you home." I was like, "All right, perfect, cool. I can take 15 minutes of walking. I'm smashed." So I'm walking, and his phone is like 2%, almost dead. We're walking through fields. I'm wearing jeans, a sweatshirt. It was cold out, and cowboy boots that were not broken in very well.
Ooh.
They're broken in later, weren't they?
Well, they were
No,
broken
his
in after
feet were
that.
broken in.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
yeah.
feet were broken in because, long story short, I walked like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5, somewhere in there to this dude's house. I was like, dude, you said it was a 15-minute walk. And I was like, it might have been 15 miles, but well, we got there. We got there at like 2:30 in the morning. He's like, hey, I would let you come in, but my dad doesn't like it. I
Oh,
was
you
like, all right, charge your phone. I'll call my ride from your phone. Like, all right. And he just hands me a house phone. I was like, there's no rain. I'm sitting out in the garage. It's already been a piss of the night. I've sobered up on the walk. I've sweated out all the alcohol. It's great. And he hands me a house phone. Doesn't work. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going inside. Go inside. His phone's on the charger. I call my ride. He's like, dude, I just laid down in bed. Where the hell are you? I was like, yeah, can you bring me home? He's like, yeah, I'll be there. So he comes, picks me up, brings me home. I just immediately throw boots off. I see blood on my socks. I'm like, yeah, that's a tomorrow problem. Go to sleep, lay in the bed. Actually, funny story. I threw up on the side of the bed and I don't remember it happening. So like off the side of the bed onto the carpet, just big old pile of puke when I woke up, and I was like, oh great. So I gotta clean that up. And I looked down at my feet, and like the entire, like any point I put pressure on when I walk on my feet was just blood red, blistery, raw skin. It was disgusting. And I like looked inside the socks. I flipped them inside out. I saw my skin in there. Oh,
Oh,
my God, it was
God.
terrible.
Oh my gosh.
I still blame Aaron to that.
The bitch.
Yeah, the bitch.
I
You
mean,
could've stood
but
up
you
to her.
picked the bitch, so you know.
So you could have
Yeah.
stood up to her.
He
No,
said,
we are
"Back
taking
off,
these
bitch,
guys
I'm
home."
staying." They left like 15 minutes before the dad came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm calling the cops. Get out of here."
Because I was also without a ride because of that, but I found one, luckily enough. So I didn't have to walk.
I didn't know where this kid lived. I legitimately thought, like, "Oh, cool, a 15-minute walk. I can do that."
Nope.
Wrong.
Did you ever
Wrong.
like get 15 minutes into your walk and then be like, so it's like maybe 5 minutes longer, right? Like,
Right. No, I did, dude. Like every half hour, I was tearing this guy's ass a new one. Like, how far away are we? You're like, oh, we still got a bit to go.
what happened to 15 minutes?
Yeah, I do. At like half an hour, I was like, dude, are we almost there? Like, I could handle like a half-hour walk when he said 15. That's no biggie. But we're walking through like field. It's uneven. I'm wearing broken ass boots or unbroken ass boots.
He
and-
just didn't want to walk alone. That was the
yeah,
thing.
he was like, I don't want to
Yeah.
go home alone. He gets home and he just like leaves me outside. Like, no, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
He's actually a nice kid. He just
Sometimes
He was
he
just
does.
drunk as shit and didn't know what he was
Yeah.
doing.
He was also drunk as shit.
yeah.
So is your mistake allowing yourself to believe another drunk kid's
Yeah, that was my mistake.
knowledge?
Yeah.
There's like 4 like things I could have done to prevent this, and I chose to ignore all of them in favor of a little walk home.
A little walk.
Not even mind.
You know, another 2.5 hours, you probably could have made it back to our house.
Very true.
Yeah, exactly. Another 2.5 hours, I would have been home, but I was not doing that 5-hour walk hungover. So
Yeah.
What you probably should have done is like if you knew Brendan was stuck there too, you're like, hey, I
haven't-
live close
didn't
to
see
him.
Brennan.
Believe me, we
There was a
didn't-
lot of people at the like.
Yes.
There's more than just our school there.
Yeah.
Well, this was also like the year that no one in our area was able to throw the party, right?
That's why it
Okay.
was
That's
out of
why it
town
happened out of
always.
town.
Plus, by the time that I actually found a ride, I was the last one that could actually fit in there. So
Oh.
it was a car. It was not like an SUV or anything. So like,
They make trunks.
they make trunks. Cam, get in the trunk.
How many people have you stuffed in this car? I'm just curious now. Was it just 5 people or 6 people total?
I fit 7 people in my Ford Ranger once.
Say, it was a car like my old one, the one that my sister drives now. So probably because it seats 4 passengers comfortably. So I would imagine there were probably like 5 passengers in it.
Oh, okay. That's rookie numbers.
My buddy,
And like plus the driver, but
Yeah.
like I had more in my car whenever I did it.
Yeah. No, because I know there's plenty of times from like ride homes from parties. For some reason, we pick up more people than what we showed up with. And I
Yeah.
remember shoving in a car like,
It was also
that.
a girl driving. She didn't really want to,
yeah.
Women drivers, am I right?
No,
Is that what
they
you're
wanna-
saying?
No,
what
what
do
he's
make it any more stressful than what it already was?
I know.
Oh
I know
man,
it's-
I got to drive
Oopsie.
home
No.
in a car full of people, and I'm a woman.
my buddy Skittles, he would get a phone call from his brother from the bar. He'd be like, "Hey, I'm drunk as piss. I need a ride home." He's like, "Okay, I'm on my way." And he'd be like, it'll just be him and at the time his fiance, right? He's like, "Okay, 2 people." He drives a Pontiac Vibe. You know, it's a little bigger
hell
than the
yeah.
Scion, but you know, not that much bigger, right?
I want one.
He pulls up. He shoved 9 fucking people into that car. He had someone sitting on his lap as he was driving.
Oof.
Yeah, that's rough.
That
That's
sounds like
rough.
Skittles, though. He's.
But you
gonna
gotta think,
accept this.
Skittles is already a big kid.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but I remember shoving a lot of people in cars on drives home.
Oh yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Hey, just let me know if you need to use the shifter. That's not the shifter.
But how
Don't
the fuck
stop, but
how the
that's not
fuck
the
did-
shifter.
how did you fit 7 people in the Ranger?
All right, so a lot of them are like high school girls, so they're super skinny, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so like 4 of them were high school girls. Was me, 2 passengers in the front, 4 girls in the back.
I was gonna say I've ridden in the back of your Ranger, and just
It's
being
not-
2 people in
it's
the back of your Ranger
uncomfortable.
is uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
It was a
because he
squeeze.
fit them doesn't mean it was comfortable.
I know.
dude,
I'm
I'm
just saying.
pretty sure like the smallest of them was like on top of the other ones, just like being held up by like holding their arms up and stuff.
I always thought it was funny fitting 2 people back there because you're just like sitting face to face.
That Ranger was our grandpa. So whenever Grandpa would pick us 3 boys up. It was always me and Cam in the back, and we just always be staring at each other, be like, "Sup, nerd?"
I don't remember who I rode with. I only rode in the back of that thing one time, but something's very weird about just sitting face to face with somebody.
Yeah.
In a car.
Dude, no, because whenever Cam was driving, whenever he had his permit, and it would be like me, Dad, and Cam, I always sat in the fucking back. There was one time we were taking our recliner to a repair place, or we just bought a recliner or something. The thing started moving, so I had to open the back sliding window and hold on to the
I
fucking
remember
thing
that.
as Cam was driving.
I am the ratchet strap.
I am the ratchet.
Yeah.
I am one with the strap.
Because I remember fitting a lot of people in my van though too. But then again, that was a
Yeah, Vans
His van was a lot
Vans.
bigger though.
I know, but I still fit like 15 to 20 people in there one time to drive them all home. It was still, I think, a decent number for that.
Yeah.
I should say with the Ranger, it was only like a 5-minute drive to the one girl's house.
So it
where we
wasn't a
dumped all of
long
them.
drive.
Okay.
Well, this was when we were hanging out like 40 minutes from here, and I was driving back to this area.
Alex is like, "Are you kidding me? I was smuggling Mexicans into this country."
No, not
Look at all the
that.
space under the floorboards.
No wonder why the suspension
15
shot.
people, 7 coolers, 1 van. This summer.
I still think the best story about me driving vans is the one where I got pulled over.
Oh man, that was the scariest for a minute there.
I remember going to the drive-in theater as a kid, and our parents would like put you in the back of the van and cover you up with a blanket and be like, "Yeah, just don't move for like a minute
Yeah.
or two, and we'll just drive on through."
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
don't move. We're gonna get you in for free.
There's nobody in the back, by the way.
Anyone in the back? No, just us.
I remember me
Are
and
there any stabbers down there?
I
No,
remember,
it's okay.
fuck. I'm trying to think of what movie it was. Me and my oldest brother, we went to the drive-in, and I think like the age thing was like 11 and under got in free or something. And I was 13, maybe 14, but I had peach fuzz going on at the time. And he was like, "Yeah, he's 10." And the fucking look that lady gave us, she was like, "You are not fucking 10."
Are
She called you out for it.
No, she didn't say nothing, but
Oh,
she
okay.
just looked at us like, "You
Look.
gotta be fucking kidding me." And she let us go. I just thought it was the funniest thing.
Yeah, he's 10.
Because he didn't understand that I looked older for my age anyways. Like, when I was 14, I looked 18. So, to say that I was 10 is fucking bullshit.
I remember doing that at like going to places like Red Lobster, and it's like 7 and under eat free, and like
Sitting there, 12 years old. Like,
I didn't understand what that meant. We're walking in, and my mom was just like, "Just so you know, you're like 7," and I was
Oh.
like, "But I'm like, why?" And she's like, "Just tell them you're 7." I just had no clue why. Didn't understand.
Aaron did that once at a water park we went to. We used to go to a water park in Indiana.
Oh,
Remember
yeah, I
this?
remember this. Yeah.
So we always brought our buddies with us. Me and Aaron always bought a friend because it was like family package deals or something. And I think the age was like 13 or under were like $4 cheaper than 13 plus, which would be an adult ticket or something. And mom was like, "All right, so we have 4 people over 13 and we have 3 kids under 13." And Aaron went, 14. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I have so many kids, I don't remember."
I remember that.
Yeah, and then mom gave you a stern talking to.
Yeah.
Who's the
Trying to
truth?
save $4.
You
the vacation.
Back whenever our family was suffering.
Yes.
But it reminds me of like the Red Lobster, like 7 under eat free. I can just imagine Brady because he has to pick up the kids' meal. The meal sizes are so small. He's just filling up on those cheddar baked biscuits. He's just eating basket after basket of them damn biscuits.
They bring a booster seat for added effect. Burrito, forget your booster seat.
I'm pretty sure I was like,
Someone shove a binky in that baby's mouth.
I probably was at least 9 at the time, like at least 2 years older than the limit.
Dude, as soon as you started growing facial hair, you probably had like some peach fuzz going on then.
Oh, I grew facial hair really early on.
At 9 years old, even.
Yeah.
We actually talked about this
This actually just unlocked a memory for me.
yesterday. We were talking about in health class, way back when in high school, where
You were in health class yesterday?
we talked about health class yesterday.
Okay.
But our teacher was bringing up the fact that usually people stop growing about the time they start like growing armpit hair and facial hair and all that kind of stuff. That's when you kind of start slowing down on the height. And I remember just going, man, I am fucked. And then there's a kid in my class, which I still to this day don't know if this kid has armpit hair. You got to know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, he does.
Does he finally?
Yep, he does.
But I remember at
finally.
the time,
No chest hair though.
I remember at the time
I
we
know
were
who it is now,
fucking
man.
sophomores in high school. He doesn't even have armpit hair yet, and he's already a tall guy, and we're just like, what the fuck? Like, this is messed up.
I don't know who you guys are talking about.
What happened where did this piece of paper come from?
Oh, I did not
Really?
know that.
Really?
We got it.
Okay.
Oh, you could have just said his nickname.
Yeah, I mean his nickname.
Yeah.
We already mentioned it before.
Yeah,
Did we?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we have.
the nickname. So who gives a shit?
Nicknames are okay.
As long as they're not too descriptive.
And Mikey. Don't forget Mikey.
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike.
Way too restrictive for the entire population of the United States.
Yeah.
Canada.
No, but I just remember.
Ooh.
You remember in like 7th and 8th grade how you were like taller than everybody, and you were always like, "Yeah, I'm the tall kid." And then we came back
I
like
was
freshman year.
Definitely not taller than everybody.
No,
you
but
were a taller part of the group though.
yeah, you were the
right?
tallest part of the group. I think you were taller than most of the group at that time. I remember you like saying that you were the tallest, and that was constantly a thing that was brought up for some reason. And I remember coming in freshman year and being taller than you, and you're like, at one point you were like, I'm short now. I don't know what to do."
I remember as a kid, when we got like our trees in class,
Yeah.
and the teacher asked for the tallest kid's name and the shortest kid's name, and the tallest kid doesn't necessarily matter, but the shortest kid, Fez.
Yep.
It mentioned Fez, so like, oh, we got your Fez tree and we got your other guy tree or whatever. And then I remember the day I realized that Fez was taller than me, and I was like, holy fuck, this sucks.
He's like as tall as I am
He's
now.
pretty tall now, yeah, he is.
He is.
But at the time he was like the shortest.
Yeah, he was like the shortest up through senior year.
Yes.
He grew after senior year.
And then like compared to me, like he's probably at least a head taller. Not saying much, but
I remember in 7th grade, I was the tallest kid in my grade, probably by at least an inch from the second kid. And then I was leaving school to go to my trade school, and our head coach, who's also our principal, stops me. He's like, I saw a basketball picture from 7th grade, and you were the tallest kid on the team. I was like, thanks, coach, because that's exactly what I wanted to remember, how I didn't grow a fucking inch since 7th grade.
I remember looking at my old license and seeing I was 5'7" at
He's like-
165.
And Brady's like, woo, 5'8".
When I renewed my license, I'm now 5'9" and 165. I was like, fuck yeah, 2 inches and not a single pound gained.
No,
Well.
you gained weight, you just also lost it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Between those time periods, I managed to become fat and then skinny again between the time I had to renew my license.
Brady was at his fattest when he was 18, and then the next 2 years he dropped it all back.
It's more like 16, 17-ish, but yeah.
Bobby Hill.
I'm the fattest I've ever been right now.
Oof.
That audible slap that was heard.
Repping 260 over here.
I remember the first summer during work.
Yeah, I don't shy away from food, that's for sure.
What did I miss?
Oh, I just said my weight. You have to
Oh,
listen to the
okay.
podcast to rehear it.
We're not going to repeat that.
Because I was like 260 again, real quiet in the microphone. I was like 280.
But I remember the first
Jesus,
summer.
fuck, you're fat.
Damn it.
The
Hey, man,
first,
you see this shirt? I got the guns coming out.
Yeah, because your fat showing through.
No, it ain't, boy.
the first summer after I lost weight, I remember like waiting on the sweat to happen. Like I was so used to just sweating profusely. And it's like, wow, this ain't so bad. Like I'm not drenched in sweat. My shirt's not wet. This is sweet.
That's a bruiser moment right there, too.
I remember the first time that we went skating out on this bike path. You're like, you're gonna get so into tricks and everything that you're just gonna be going. You're gonna be dripping sweat on your board and everything. And we get back and you're like, I'm not sweating that much.
I was so used to just being a fat piece of shit, I guess.
Damn.
This was like 6 to 8 months ago. They just realized this.
Cam, how tall are you?
6 foot.
See, I was 5'9" at 235.
Oh,
So you got to think about the extra,
yeah, an
the
extra.
extra height difference there. Like me being shorter and fat as I was. I mean,
I'm Bobby Hill.
I looked
Bobby
like
Hill.
Bobby Hill. I have a picture on my phone when we went to Gettysburg that I looked like Bobby Hill.
Just like Bobby.
Haircut and all.
You let go of my purse.
The fact that I played Hank Hill for Halloween now is so much funnier. I've done both.
About me, Dad.
And there's a picture of me from Gettysburg where you can literally see my belly button through my shirt, and I look at it and I cringe every time I see it.
Here's the thing. I know the picture you're talking about, and you were wearing a blue shirt too.
Yep.
So you look just like Bobby.
It's so bad. I hate that picture.
You guys ever like look back on vacation photos when you're like that awkward teenage years and you're trying to look cool and you just look like a fucking
Yeah.
dork?
No,
That was
no,
that
what
was
I
that.
see is I have my mom, a friend on Facebook, and I would see old cringy ass pictures of me when I was like 14, 15.
Yeah. When you're trying to act
When I
cool
was
and
like
be
50
cool.
pounds lighter, but still a fucking douche.
No, I just remember looking at those photos and seeing those sunglasses that I always used to wear and was like, God, why the fuck did I ever wear those
Now he's
things?
wearing cat ears. He acts like this is anything
know.
different.
Dude, 10
Hey.
years from now, you're gonna be like, God, I was such a fucking idiot.
Hey, I didn't buy these, and I told my friend that did buy them that I would wear them if he bought them. So
You know what? That's
But he
that's-
did choose to wear the pajamas that look like jeans. So
hey, that is badass. You're just jealous because you didn't fool anybody when you went outside in your cowboy boots with your pajama pants that looked like jeans tucked in. People actually thought you were wearing jeans.
there's
Alex
no
is the
way.
monster cookie
Yes.
girl.
No, my cousins when
like the Cookie Monster pajama pants wearing
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
That's Alex.
you know something really funny.
He has a pair.
Oh, you
Damn
know.
it.
They're at Walmart for
Cookie Monster
$7.99.
pajama pants.
Pajama pants.
Oh no.
No, back when I was showing dairy at the fair, my cousins were also doing it, and a lot of times I had to go out and help them when they came over to our place since some of their heifers were there, tie 'em up and all that sort of jazz. I would never dress up for that shit. It's literally throw on my shit kickers and go. And most of the times I was wearing pajama pants, and I was wearing my pajama pants that looked like jeans one time, and literally I was helping them out for like an hour and a half. And then we kind of like sat down while they're tied up, just waiting for them to calm down and get used to it. They're like, "Are you wearing pajama pants?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was so confused. I thought you were wearing like jeans, but then they were moving weird.
Every time Alex uses a cow related term that's not cow, I'm so tempted to just be like, "You mean cows, right?"
No.
Because I know it pisses him off.
You want to piss Alex off? Just call a cow not a cow. Or
So like
Call
moose.
butcher
Call-
the.
I gotta find the nearest bull and call it a cow.
It bothers me because it's just wrong.
I just think it's funny.
So imagine it this way.
Oh,
So, what is like the male term for a dog? You
I
don't
don't know if
do
there
you?
is a term now.
There is. I don't
Well, I'm
know
sure
what it
there
is, but there is. What's the female term for a dog?
Oh, bitch.
Bitch.
But you can still call it a dog.
Yes, but what if everybody, instead of calling it a dog, would just call them all bitch? No matter what it was a bitch.
That'd be a whole lot funnier, actually.
Yeah, my bitch ran away this morning.
But it's like that kind of terminology that just gets it. Like, we don't do that with any other animal either. It is literally just bovines that we call them all cows for some reason.
He's throwing around terms like bovines now, too.
That's
Oh, you mean cows, right?
Thank you for that.
Talking about cows.
I'm going to cut out all of your guys' audio, and this is going to be a really confusing episode.
This episode, Alex has schizophrenia.
There was several years in my life where my cousin had me convinced, like, I don't remember how old I was pretty young, but had me convinced that the whole brown cows make chocolate milk thing.
Oh no.
show me a strawberry cow.
I was really confused about strawberry milk.
It's basically like the tits on almond thing. Show me a
That's what that
strawberry
reminded me
cow.
of, too.
Oh boy.
Show me the tit of an almond. Fucking Sam Elliott.
So I got an embarrassing story from my EMT days, right?
Oh,
the-
Okay, here we go.
Love embarrassing stories.
All right, so this had nothing to do with the patient or nothing, but we just dropped the patient off at a hospital in Fort Wayne. I don't know if you can. It's still quite a distance.
Yeah,
away.
No, you're good.
That's a
All
big
right.
enough
No,
city.
big
it's
cities
okay.
are fine. It's just whenever you
Okay.
start getting smaller.
we live in Ohio.
Gotcha. So
We've
Yeah,
mentioned that.
we've established we live in Ohio.
Okay, gotcha. So we dropped a patient off at a Fort Wayne hospital, right? And we have this coworker who had a friend who had an accidental overdose, and they were also at that hospital. And that was like 2 days prior. None of us knew about it. We knew she'd been missing work, but didn't know why. I figured she just had COVID or something. Anyways, we get there. Me and my partner, we're buddies. We joke around a lot. We're in the hospital elevator. And I'm like, we're debating whether McDonald's should bring back the snack wraps.
Yes.
We're both on the side of absolutely they
Yes.
should.
I have yet to meet somebody that says no.
Yeah, exactly. At the time, they had chicken tenders, but no snack wraps. I was so confused. Like, why don't they just take those chicken tenders and put them on a snack wrap? So we're coming out of the hospital. I'm just like, I'm saying this really loud too, because it was like loud in the elevator with the music and everything going on. So I'm just like, all I'm saying is that McDonald's would make a lot of money if they just brought back the snack wraps by putting one of them tiny ass chicken tenders in a tortilla and wrapping it up with lettuce and cheese and ranch. And we walked out of the elevator and we see like a whole hallway of like healthcare nurses and janitors. They're doing an honor walk. Which, if you don't know what that is, they do that to honor somebody who's on life support who, like, they agree to be an organ donor. So as they're being carted away to the operating room to have their organs harvested and donated, they, like, honor them by standing in the hallway, and it's supposed to be dead silent. And I walk out of the elevator, like, almost screaming that.
That is so fucked.
And all the nurses are, like, staring at me, and, like, some of them are giggling. We're like, oh, what's going on? And one of the nurses, like, giggling. She's like, oh, we have an honor walk. I was like, oh, fuck.
It's so bad.
Anyway, it was our coworker, our friend. It was her friend that was doing the honor
Oh,
walk, and she was in that
Oh.
line, and she's like bawling her eyes out, like quietly, but she's like down the hall a little bit. We don't even notice because I'm so embarrassed. I'm getting red now just thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh, so we just like scuttle away quickly and quietly, and then like 3 days later. We were all in a work group chat, and she's like, "Yeah, I saw you guys at Lutheran, which is the hospital we were at." And she was like, "Oh, fuck!" She saw us do that. She's like, "Yeah, I was crying my eyes out, but I thought that was really funny."
At least she got some humor out of it.
So she found the humor, and I just imagine like you just losing a friend, and you're like bawling your eyes out in the hospital doing the honor walk,
And then
thing,
you just
all of a
hear
sudden you
Cam's
just hear
stupid fucking
yeah, you
voice.
just hear my stupid
All I'm
fucking
saying-
voice. All I'm saying is I need to bring back the snack wraps. And dude, me and my buddy, like every time we hop on PlayStation, he always brings it up because it's so fucking funny now. But at the time, it was like, oh my god, I'm a huge piece of shit. Not, like more than one of the nurses were laughing at it too. So like they're all like somber and being respectful and everything. And there's just this fat guy walking out of the elevator with a really short dude. Because Jake's really short. So there's this fat guy and this fat short guy talking about snack wraps, and I was like, yeah, that's about what I expect them to talk about.
When we bring up embarrassing stories, I just think about that episode where me and Aaron talked about the times we shit ourselves, and we laughed so hard. That is the hardest I
You
may
know
have laughed.
what's terrible about that? Sav literally brought that up the other day, and it pissed me off.
But we laughed
because-
so hard.
I forget what the fuck we're talking about. I was like, "Well, do you remember when you did this?" And she was like, "You remember shitting yourself at Target?" I was like, "Motherfucker!"
Wow.
Hey, I bet you I can get on your nerves right now.
No, don't.
Oh, no.
No, because like,
I bet you two of the other people in this room know what I could bring up to get on your nerves right
Well,
now.
I'm sure there's a few
Do
things
it.
you can bring up.
but anyways, but like because I never really heard her side of the story or anything. So she told me, she's like, "Yeah, I didn't know if you're just like saying that you shit yourself, like you just farted really bad, or if you actually shit yourself." And then I was like, "No, I actually shit myself." She's like, "Okay, what the fuck do I need to do?"
Nothing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That episode, I remember just like literally crying because I was laughing so hard, and it was
That was a great fucking episode, honestly.
it was.
I honestly want to turn that kind of a good chunk of that episode into like animation and just throw it up on YouTube. I kind of want to hire an animator to do that shit.
That'd be funny as hell. But you know I don't remember if I told this part or not, but I couldn't find the men's restroom right away. Because the bathrooms weren't right next to each other. So it was the men's bathroom would be 25 feet this way, and then it was
Oh, wow.
clothing, and then it was the women's restroom, and to the right of that was like their return center or whatever.
A big gap.
Yeah, and so I didn't see it first. Like I start walking towards the women's bathroom, like okay, that's not the bathroom, and then I try walking around the help center, and like okay, there's no bathroom back there. I'm like, do they not have a guy's bathroom up front? I'm like, where the fuck is this bathroom at?
Or no man that sharp at Target.
There you go.
You must accept your new identity.
I was this close to walking in that women's bathroom and just fucking
Blown it up.
taking care of business.
Sorry, ladies, gotta go.
Don't worry, I'm a woman.
Identify as a woman for 5 minutes.
All right, Alex, what was that thing you were gonna say?
The thing I was gonna say,
Yeah. That,
it actually happened on the podcast where this basis comes from,
Oh,
and it has to do with photos.
Aaron took a
Oh.
picture of his shit pants, didn't he?
No,
Nope.
nope.
no, it was me
We-
looking like my ex.
Oh.
I'm like, how the fuck don't you know what he's bringing up?
On this podcast.
That
You-
photo.
You know what?
You've seen that one, haven't you, Cam?
Mm-hmm.
You know what the worst fucking part about that is that Brennan put it in another group chat of ours.
No, I sent it to a friend of ours.
Okay,
And he put
sent-
it in the
He
group
sent
chat.
it to a friend of ours. He put it in the group chat, and then he changed his Instagram picture to it. So anytime he sends me a meme on Instagram, I see that fucking
He
picture.
still has that as
Yes,
To
he
this
does.
fucking day.
And he sends a lot of fucking memes to us.
That's
Dude,
so-
I get on average 10 fucking memes from this kid.
Yes.
Because when he's at work, he's a machine operator, so he just has to make sure his machine's working, and then he just fucks off on his phone. So what does he do all day? Oh, he's on Instagram. And would you look at that? It's still fucking there.
There it is.
Waiting for it to load, and boom, right fucking there.
Oh, that was so funny.
It's hilarious. Of all the people it could look like, of all the people it could
I
look
know.
at, it had to look like that bitch.
When I tell you, I don't send him anything. This is all from him.
Yes.
This is all him.
So I got another embarrassing story from high school football.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Alright. So apart from dislocating my knee and screaming "fuck" in the principal's face, it was my freshman year, and the way it worked was the locker room wasn't quite big enough for all the players of the football team. So a lot of freshmen would go in the shower, just keep all their gear there, cleats, everything, and they just keep it there. That's what it was. And we were in the shower after like a particularly rainy and humid practice. And I have this one dude I'm not even friends with, really. I know him. He's an acquaintance, I guess. I want to call him a buddy. I don't go out drinking with him or whatever. He's got shoulder pads that have like straps under the arms, like leather straps, and they stick out a little bit because he was a skinny dude, and the shoulder pads are a little bit big because we were freshmen. We got the last things. And they stuck out probably 9-10 inches out from under his arms. So they look like this. Sorry, podcast viewers, you won't imagine this, but basically like nipples very far out from under his armpits. And he starts twirling him. He's like, boy, sure is cold out here. And it was like September. It was still warm as shit. It was humid. It was stormy that day. It was a miserable practice. I'm like, oh, let me take care of that for you. And me and this other kid put the straps in our mouth, and it was so fucking sweaty. That's not even the worst part, Brady. Calm down. Anyways, we put it in our mouth, and we're like, keep throwing it, you know? And the principal and the 4 other coaches walk by, and the head coach just goes, freshman. And he just walks away, and like, me and this other dude who was doing it were just like so red faced. I don't think we said a word
He
about
didn't
anything.
even say anything to you guys.
He's like, he looked like he opened his mouth like he was going to say something. Like he was probably like, "Can I give him detention for this?" He's like, it's out of school hours. I can't.
You should have at least made you run for it or
Oh,
something. I
dude,
don't know.
I thought I was gonna die the next practice, and then he just acted like nothing happened. That man is a pro at pretending shit doesn't happen.
I believe that. He's probably seen weirder, so
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
He's dealt with worse. I will say that.
Yeah. I remember when I was a freshman or sophomore, there was a senior who was particularly fond of dipping. And he always had a can of dip in his sock, like down by his cleat, so it's hardly noticeable. No one ever looks at their feet unless they're like doing running drills or some shit. I don't know. But anyways, he ran out. He always had long cut. He ran out during practice where whenever they huddled up, he'd always go in the back and sneak it in or whatever. He ran out and he just tossed it next to a sewer grate, hoping it'd go in the grate.
Ooh.
And coach found it. He's like, "All right, guys, I don't know whose this is. I see it again. They're off the team. It's football training rules. You can't have alcohol, tobacco, nicotine, anything like that."
Yeah.
That's just another random story that came to mind. It's not really funny.
Boo.
All right, I got another funny story.
Oh,
I got from school days. Unless anyone else has anything to talk about.
Not
go ahead.
really.
Cam, please,
Go
you're the
ahead.
entertainment.
All right.
I'm taking this all in.
Like a sponge.
So
Brady's just taking the day off at this point.
Brady,
Yeah.
why'd you even come here?
He clocked out 25 minutes ago. It's been nice. He's been quiet. It's a nice episode.
As long as Cam doesn't clock out and I have to take second shift.
Oh no.
Why do I always
Oh,
get
my
the
arms getting
nuts?
tired. Brady, tap in. No, so I don't know if you were in my class, Brady or Alex, if you were, but freshman year we had G was his name, was history teacher.
I did have him as
He
a
had
teacher.
a funky last name that started with G, so we called him G. Anyways, he was leaving to be head coach at a football school near Columbus.
Oh, I know this story.
Yeah.
I was in that class. It's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as a part of like hiring the new teachers, they had like 3 or 4 of them come in and teach a lesson this one week, and like the teacher and the principal and the superintendent would sit in the back and like grade them on how they're teaching. 3 of the 4 I thought were like pretty decent. 2 of them actually got hired because we hired one as a personal finance and government teacher. The other one was like took over freshman and sophomore history and stuff. Anyways, there's this one chick. She went to Bowling Green. I remember that because she was wearing a BG shirt, and she did not research a lesson at all. She just kind of Googled shit. And so there's a bunch of 15-year-old freshmen in this class. It's like near the end of the year, too. So everyone's like kind of not so focused on everything, waiting for summer and all that. And she showed us a video. Like the topic was on like the Vietnam War, and she was like doing okay up to a point where she showed us videos from like Woodstock. And there's this one song that she played the whole like 3 minutes video. She could have got by with like a minute of it, and it was just like repeated chorus, and like the theme was "fuck Vietnam" and "fuck our soldiers for going there" and shit, you know. And the video played, and it was like a very anti-war song played at Woodstock, full of hippies and shit. And there was this really hippie-looking motherfucker. The video is called "What Are You Fighting For?" I think. It's this guy singing like, "What are you fighting for? Some freaking rich man's war or something." That's basically what the theme of the song was. At the end of it, there was like a lot of people at Woodstock who's like, "All right, guys, there are 300,000 of you fuckers out there." And she like turned the video off and was like, "Okay, any questions?"
Yeah, I remember that.
And like the principal and the superintendent just looked at her like, "You fucked up big, pal."
I was
remember
not
that.
in that
She got
class
like
for that.
flustered after that. I remember she didn't continue the lesson. She got really flustered. 'cause
She knew she fucked up.
Yeah,
at
she didn't
that
watch
point.
the whole video. She probably watched like the first 2 minutes. Like, yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that's what she should have shown in class too.
Yeah.
I just remember the actual teacher that got like hired on.
Mhm.
He would do like the whole like double. It's not Mike's not really gonna pick it up, but like breathe hard out your nose twice. Like, I guess picked up a little bit of that. He did that during the entire time that he was doing his like test lesson. And I remember asking him the next year why he did it because he never did it when he taught us. And he's like, I don't know. I thought you kids thought it might be cool.
He did it when we taught
I never
me. I remember
did that.
doing it.
I remember asking him about it, and he's like, "Why? Do you, is there like some reason that you do that? Is it just habit or what?" He's like, "No, I just thought it was cool at one point."
I remember he did it like in the beginning of the year, and then he like phased it out towards the end. I literally thought like this guy had like a breathing issue or
Yeah,
something.
No, he literally thought it was just cool, so he thought that the kids would enjoy it.
Yeah, he just like exhaled really hard out of his nose in like a half-second puff. Like,
No, it was like twice in a row though. It was like 2 real quick ones.
oh,
I
I never
remember-
listened that hard to it. So
I remember G. He showed us this video. It's the song "Take Me Out" by Franz Ferdinand. It's actually one of my favorite songs now. But he introduced it to us in class, and he was like, "Yes, this is about the assassination of Franz Ferdinand." And he plays this song, and I swear, the song and the video have nothing to do with the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. But we watched the entire thing. I swear he just liked the song. Because the only thing that has to do with anything Franz Ferdinand is the song name is Take Me Out and the band name's Franz Ferdinand. And that is it. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I know the music video has fuck all to do with it. Nothing at all.
So Cam, since you were in that class that tested history teachers or whatever,
Mhm.
do you also remember the teacher that like played American Idiot by Green Day?
Yeah.
Censored or uncensored version?
Uncensored.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
old. I
It
thought
was
Oh
uncensored.
shit. I
'Cause
think
it was-
wasn't it the same teacher then?
Yeah.
Okay,
It
yeah.
was, she did it twice in that one
Double
lesson.
oof.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
double
No,
oof.
no.
Again, like, oh, you can't censor history and expect to get a real story out of it. I get that, but that had nothing to do with the lesson plan.
American
No.
Idiot.
No.
That was, I believe, that was the same one. If not, it was
I think it
the.
was the same one because she was very flustered at the end of it, and like I just remember like principal and the superintendent just like putting their clipboards down, like, yeah, okay, this isn't it.
Yeah, she's not gonna last. If she would have like maybe done that in a regular lesson and not done it with,
Teacher and the principal.
yeah, it would have
and
been
the
probably.
superintendent.
Us students might have made a big deal about it for a second or two, but other than that, it would have
Yeah.
flowed right
Like,
over.
everyone was dead silent those classes because the principal and the
Oh, the
superintendent were in the
superintendent.
room.
Yeah.
Oh, we would have probably done the whole oh thing or
Oh,
ooh
Get
or
excited.
something, but it would blow over real quick, and they would probably never hear about it in the office.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I was in 8th grade, we had a new math teacher, and she was playing this math song to help us remember rules or whatever. I don't think you were there, but you probably heard of
I've
it.
heard of it, yeah.
And I was not paying attention to the song whatsoever because I did not give a shit about it. But all I know is that she just stopped playing. Like she just clicked out of the whole, like all the internet. She just clicked out of it. And I guess it said masturbate on it during the video. And she was like freaking the fuck out, thinking she was going to lose her job. And we're just like, we didn't,
Masturbate.
we're like, we didn't hear anything. Like, you're the only one that fucking heard this. Because everyone else is fucking sleeping, and she was the only one that fucking heard it.
She was the only one paying attention to her own lesson.
Yeah,
It's so funny how shit like that goes through a teacher's lesson plan.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
And like because she was just getting back from maternity leave, and I think she was maybe back like 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. And she thought she was gonna get the can right there and then.
I remember 8th grade year, we had to watch a YouTube video for science class for homework. And I would be like, why are we watching it for homework? We usually don't have homework for this class. It's weird that this would be like a homework thing. And then we found out because it's that Honey Badger video where he goes, Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
I remember that now.
I remember being like, what the hell? Why are we like... I remember just getting to that part and being like, oh, this is why this is homework, because we can't watch it in class.
We ran into him too at
Yeah.
the bar.
We did.
You just said the bar name.
I did. I got to bleep myself.
Oh, you gotta write down that time too.
Yeah.
I'll look at the actual time on the clock. I know it has nothing to do with it, but
What do you mean?
nothing.
9:17 p.m. I said this.
9/11.
There you go.
Is that a 1?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
you need
blind as sh-
glasses,
You're blind
motherfucker.
as fuck.
I can see it. I'm farther than it.
I'm also at a weird angle, and it's really tiny. My eyes are fucked. If you
Yeah,
didn't know.
you should be used to looking at tiny things by now, buddy.
What do you mean? He can't see it through all his rolls.
That's me.
Holy shit.
That's me.
Damn.
Yeah.
When's the last time you seen your dick, Cam?
Don't
20
you guys
minutes ago.
know that you guys can zoom in on your phones?
Does that zoom in enough?
What's that?
Does that zoom in enough?
No.
Well, I know what your Christmas present's going to be now.
Is it a penis pump?
No.
Microscope.
No, don't bring light in here. You're gonna burn it.
Gotta be UV light.
It's like the ants. Like you're burning ants.
Just my tiny ass dick.
God damn.
Yeah, no, one more story.
Oh,
I got a lot more, but we're getting up there on time.
All right, take us home, Cam.
All right. So freshman year, I discovered that the little fleshy part between your index finger and your thumb, no pain receptors in there. You can put
Ooh.
a staple in there. So well, I remember it was like my freshman year. We had a new ag teacher, and she was like brand new to teaching as well. She just got hired out of college or whatever, and she doesn't know how to handle students being unrowdy quite yet. And it was like the second week, I think, is I didn't remember her name at that point. And, basically what I did was I was sitting with a buddy at the table at study hall, and she was the study hall monitor for first period. I went up there and I was like, "Hey, watch this," or like, I don't know what he did. He like pushed the lead, like pretended to push lead into his finger on a mechanical pencil or something lame like that. I was like, "Watch this," and I went up and I stapled my hand in between my thumb and my index finger, and I just walked back with a staple in my hand, like, "Hey, what's up with it?" Trying to be cool, like a freshman.
What's up with it, vanilla
Vanilla
face?
So you mentioning that we were at a
My
party.
story.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't know. I thought that
It's
was.
all right.
Okay,
You
go
can
ahead.
save your story for afterwards.
Go ahead.
And so I pulled the staple out, and it was like still straight in and whatever. It didn't hurt a lot, but it started like really bleeding once I pulled it out. And I was like, "Oh, that ain't good." So I went up to the teacher. I was like, "Hey, can I go to the office and get a Band-Aid?" And she's like, "Why?" And I hold out my hand, and it's like dripping blood on her desk. And she's like, "Oh my god, what did you do?" I don't know, man. I must have stepped on it.
I must have stepped on it.
And it's like, "Yeah, let me see if I have Band-Aid." She's like rushing around looking for Band-Aids, and I'm just like cool with it. And, all right. He's like, "All right, I found a Band-Aid." I put it on. She handed it to me, and I'm like, "All right, thanks." And she's like, "Wait, you gotta tell me what happened." And I was like, "I don't know what happened." Like,
You
"What,
saying
your
that?
your head just started bleeding?" Something like that. It was being very off-putting.
I don't know. Paper could kill me if it really wanted to.
Yeah, I should have been like, "Yeah, I'm a hemophiliac. This could kill me." Just put added stress on her.
Holy
But
shit, that would have put her under.
I sit back down, and I did the same thing like my junior year in chemistry class. I
Didn't you
stapled
do?
my hand in chemistry class, and then took out the staple, and it bled again. Not as much this time. And I went up to the teacher. I was like, "Teach, cut me." And he was like, whoa, what? I was like, "Yeah, he just picked up a piece of broken glass and he cut me."
Um,
You're making him work real
Just
hard,
hold
you
on,
guys.
Randy. Just hold
go
on,
ahead.
Randy.
God damn, how long is your fucking story?
And he's like, "Well, Cam, you realize I gotta fill out an accident report for this now, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. I'm fine." It stopped bleeding on its own. I didn't need a Band-Aid or nothing. I just wanted to get that kid in trouble.
What a meme.
Yeah. He ended up not getting in trouble. Brady, anyways, go ahead with your story.
You
please.
also decided one time while you were drunk at a party that you were going to pull the same party trick.
Oh, yeah?
But instead of using a stapler, you were just like, "Yes, I will cut my hand with a knife."
Oh, what?
You don't remember this? No. Someone else has got to remember this.
I
I
don't.
do.
No, I don't.
You
I
also
thi-
gotta remember, you were the sober one when we went out like
Oh, you're
this.
You were really drunk.
Oh, God.
It might have been Shorty's 18th birthday party.
Maybe.
That was a bad.
But I
party.
remember you
long night.
just going like, "Hey, did you know I can't feel anything here?" And just like, I don't know if you had your own or if you borrowed somebody's knife, but you just proceed to cut into your hand. And we're all like, "No, like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop it."
Pulling a Terminator, bitch.
You were bleeding quite a bit as well, and you were not worried about it in the slightest.
It's like the same trick over and over again.
I got one party trick, all right? You can't ruin this for me.
So you get the stapler, hand, bam.
See, I knew about the stapler thing at the time. So, like, I knew kind of what was happening, but I wasn't expecting you to just, like, dig into it with a knife. And it was, I will admit, I watched it happen. It was not a shallow cut. You were not holding back.
I think I remember waking up with my hand like that. And, oh, what the fuck?
hand cut, bam!
I would never go that far.
No,
The
but
trick's only
Come
gonna go
on,
up
Cam,
from
party
here.
trick.
Gotta one up yourself every time.
Can't one up that. I want to keep the use of my thumb. I recently learned there's tendons in there.
didn't you also do that with the new ag teacher after she left?
Like the
Like you
one
went
at
up
the
and did it like
Oh,
literally
yeah, I
in front of him.
Yeah, that was my sophomore year. I did it again.
That's the first time.
That's 4 times, by
He
the way.
was less chill about it. He was like, "Why would you do that?" Because he saw me use the stapler.
No, it wasn't. From what I remember, it was literally you walked up to his desk, you looked at him, and you went, "Look at this." And you stapled your hand and
that
walked,
might have been it too.
and walked away.
Why would you do that? He's like, "You need to go to the office." I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Staple's chilling in my hand. It's fine. Doctors do it all the time, but I do it. I'm a fuck up. Ooh.
They're not rusty, right? Like,
Rusty staples.
Cam goes to school one day and he's just covered head to toe in staples.
Hey guys, I know where the pain receptors are.
They are everywhere but my hands. I have a staple up my ass.
Gave myself
my
a
ass
Prince
shut.
Albert.
I have a shit in 3 days.
I accidentally stapled my asshole shut.
Can't even human centipede me anymore.
You only put a couple staples in, it comes to like a Play-Doh machine or whatever. Just like,
Chastity belt, fuck that. I'll just staple my butthole shut.
Mom can't find the poop sock if I can't shit.
All right, so one time me and the other buddy asked Mikey if he found the poop sock once. Or if his mom found the poop sock. Like, hey, Mikey, what? Has your mom ever found the poop sock? No.
He said no.
He's like, what? He didn't say, what the fuck's a poop sock? He said, no.
Implying.
Implying
I swear to God, that guy wiped his ass with socks before.
But I swear, he probably just thought that he told you guys some kind of story about a poop sock, forgot about it, and then like,
Yeah, that could be it.
I think the best thing about the poop sock is that me and Cam will just randomly text each other.
Still, eventually, like
Still-
every 6 months.
Hey, you know if mom found the poop sock yet? Be like, yeah, she did. And we're like, fuck. What about the piss drawer?
If the poop
Thing
sock
is-
isn't safe, is the piss drawer at least safe?
neither one of you two live there anymore either. So it's like,
Oh, we were making
I didn't
jokes.
take the poop sock with me, Aaron, did you?
No.
Oh,
Oh, god damn it.
So you guys know what you have to do. You actually
I go home and it's not there anymore. Oh, fuck.
You actually have to hide a poop sock at the house now.
Next time I'm going to your house, I'm hiding a poop sock where you won't find it.
Can we just get a white sock and write poop on it?
No.
Ah.
it's not authentic.
You can write it in poop.
There you go.
If you can wipe your ass for it to spell out poop.
You gotta
I've
use
used
your
the bidet.
fingers.
I'm a master at that by now, so.
Alrighty.
I think it's past Alex's bedtime again.
It definitely is. Jesus.
That was a
Alright.
good one.
Well,
I'm just happy that I don't have to go to work on Thursday or Monday.
Alex, you want to plug the socials real quick?
Sure. You can find us on.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You can find us on.
oh shoot.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
Oh shoot.
So you can find Aaron's butthole on Pornhub on the hashtag Aaron _ I'm a dumbass _ check out my tiny penis.
Do it. I want to see what happens. Type it in right now. I want to see it.
Live reaction from the Borderline Hooligans cast.
Oh no.
Aaron's butthole.
Fractured butthole.
No, I don't want to type that in on Pornhub.
I haven't seen it, but I can't promise it's anything pretty.
He says he washes it. It doesn't look like it. You can find us on TikTok,
Oh no.
Twitter, and Instagram under the handle of BL Hooligans. You can find us on YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify, and many other podcast platforms as Borderline Hooligans. And as always, if you're curious if we're on a social media platform, just look up Borderline Hooligans. I'm sure you can find it. It's not that hard. And at that rate, boys. Bye.
Bring back the snack wraps.